There we go. Are you ready? So I'm here in Tennessee. I'm on location. So let me go quickly over what we're going to be using. And while I do that, the people that have were on early, see, they get the brownie points. Number one, we're going to use our pad. See how I'm stepping? I'm going to use it just like one of those step boxes. So we would do this to warm up. See, step and warm up. Let me tell you, get your pole, because those of us with joints that are replaced, you don't realize until you do a step individually how much you're leaning. That's the case with me. It's the case with many of us. And you don't have to have a joint replaced to have this kind of leaning problem. It can be something with a foot, a knee. It can be something with who knows what, your back. And I'm going to use my pole in a lot of ways today. My pad, a heavy carry. This is 35-pound kettlebell, and light weights. These are 3 pounds, okay? And it's an applesauce jar full of applesauce with a little place to hold. So if you have light weights, could be 3 pounds, could be 2 pounds, could be 4 pounds. Normally I would use six pounds. But if you've had an injury, as we're starting our stepping, see how I got my pole here? And I'm doing repeated stepping. Now you can get going on this so fast that you're not thinking about how you're engaging, okay? So when you put the foot here, number one, slow back, drop your shoulders, especially if you're pushing on a pole. And I just keep it on one side, and this is dogs in the background doing a little play fighting. Sorry about that. And then I put the other one. Yeah, it's a mountain cur. That's a type of a dog down here. And it's a husky type dog. I don't know. Oh, well, at least they're not coyotes, right? Anyway, so here I am. See what I'm doing? So I have a heavy carry, which what would be a heavy carry for you? You need to have a bag that's pretty sturdy, or you're going to pick up your heaviest configuration of weights. See? Okay, so see, as I'm doing this to get warmed up, and for me right now, out here, it's about 47 now, okay, out here on this porch. So that's why I have my jacket on. But I'm pushing down here. I'm pulling up. And now this is very important, because this is the one that I have to slow down on. When I go to bring this up, if I'm not using this with my shoulder down, my tummy tight, I'm going to be excessively leaning like this. That goes totally, it totally escapes or goes around the weak areas in my hip, in my femur, all up and through my back, my gluteal, because if I keep allowing myself to do that excessive leaning, then I don't address the weak muscles, and I have to do it carefully when you have a joint replaced, okay? Because there's all kinds of weirdness that goes on when you jam a great big rod down into your femur, into the center of your femur, okay? So now I'm just doing this continually, and I'm really thinking as I put my foot on there, I go a little heavier whenever I bring this leg up. Take big breaths in through the nose, out through the nose. It's good to see everybody coming on. Hi there. Welcome, welcome. We're in Tennessee today. With kids and dogs and ticks and all that stuff, okay? So keep your pole here, especially you can use it lightly or you can use it more heavily. So whenever I am on this leg, I don't have to use it hardly at all. But when I come to this leg, if I don't push right here pretty hard on this hand, I will lean, and you will figure out which side of you is more weak and which side is stronger, just by doing this alternating step. Okay, now I'm going to come down. I'm going to put one foot up. I'm going to put one foot back. I'm going to take my rod. This is a tracking pole, okay, because that's what I could find. Okay, the back leg has to be what? Straightforward. You know why? Because I'm going to ask you to push through your toe and then come back down and push your butt back. Here comes Ruby. She wants to get out there and play, but she can't. Okay, so here's my pole. I'm going to come up to the leg that's in the pillow, and then I'm going to come back down into the toe box. And then I'm going to ask you to push it up and come back down. Okay, you're going to have to keep your balance, just like I have to. And it's going to throw you. If it throws you to do this, okay, then you have to use this on the ground to keep your balance, okay? Otherwise, you're going to go a big push and come back down. So when you sink, this is starting to prepare your back, your gluteals, your quads, your hamstrings, your feet. But we're doing alternating push-pulls. See this? So when I come back down, let me just do this. You see what I'm doing. These dogs are out here playing, and Ruby wants to go out there, but she can't. Okay, so I'm going to go up, and when I come down, see, that's where I'm going to go, and I'm going to push my rear end back, just like that. See that? Push up and come back down. Push up, come back down. So it's very important that when you put this foot down here, the toe is straight, okay? Push up and come back down. Now, when you link these two, the first move that we did, and then you go into this one, especially if you have your rib cage up and you're really pushing back through the butt, keeping your chin tucked, you should start to feel this powerful contractions through your back extensors. I've just got two more here. One more, and come back down. Okay, and you step off. Before you put the other foot up, you're going to go wide, and you're going to turn. So you're going to release a lot of that tightness. And you may say, well, Jeannie, why do I want to make my back tight? Well, you don't necessarily. It's part of the progression of learning to stay in neutral spine and to make your back work like it's supposed to, okay? So taking breaks, let's say you were gardening. I got some gardeners out there. Chrissy is a master gardener, okay? I know that when you're doing a project and you're working along, you're painting, you're gardening, you're bending over, cleaning out boxes, you name it, okay? You want to get just that last area done so you don't take a break. That is a wrong decision. You need to stop and do some of these very gentle. See, I'm not doing them hard. I'm not throwing my arms. My tummy is super tight. My rib cage is up. My shoulders are down. And I'm just doing a very gentle pivot of the toe while I recover. Okay, now I'm going to put the other foot up. Okay, if I need this for my balance, I will do that. So I'm going to come up. I'm going to go back down. But when I go back down, what am I going to do? I'm going to push my butt back. My foot is solid on the pillow. But this foot back here, if I come down and it's constantly turned, that gets me into trouble, okay? So I want my toe forward so that when I come up, I can come down into a little bit of a knee bend. So it's like a split stance, or it's a lunge. This is the beginning of what would be called a lunge, okay? So we're coming up, and when we come back down, stop right here and check your line. If you're doing this right, you should feel quite a bit of pressure here, and you should feel definitely your back extensors, because they're trying to get strong enough to hold you in good neutral alignment as you're doing all your activities. So as I come up and I come down and I go into the toe box back here with my knee bent, I say rib cage up, drop my shoulders. This is a big deal, y'all. And if you just are slinging through it, slow yourself down, breathe in through the nose, out through the nose, and really line yourself up. And then you do it repeatedly until somebody would say, well, how many of those I have to do, Jeannie? And I would say, until you're thinking, oh my goodness, if I do another one, I'm going to have to change my form. And so what you do is you do a compensatory move. It might be in your back. You might lean a little more one side or the other. You may not go as deep. You know, you'll quit using good postural lineup modalities. Does that make sense? I hope so. Take a big breath, go back in. Take a big breath, come back down, and come back down, and come back down, and then step off. How does that feel? Ooh, step wide, turn, and turn, and turn, and turns. There we go. Okay, so I'm starting the whole loading. We came right off of our warm up, and we're going right into body loads. So I'm going to do our first angled body load. So I'll put my little pole there. So I'm going to use this as my chair today. You can use a chair. You can put your hands right into the seat of the chair. That would be fine. But I'm going to show you that if you have a counter, a kitchen counter would be perfect. If you have your gloves on, which I didn't bring my gloves, I got gloves down there. I'll get them next time. I just forgot them. But I have my gloves on, a kitchen counter, or this ledge is a perfect modified push-up range. Push-up. So see, I can come right here. I can lean here. Now, if this was a chair, then I would put my hands like this, okay? And I would step back because I want to get back into a straight on position. See that? So this is a perfect modified position with a higher counter. It could be a chair. It could be a wall. So let's say you're saying to yourself, well, I don't have a chair. That's too hard for me. I don't have a counter. I bet you have a wall, right? You put your hands on the wall. You step away. You drop your shoulders. Okay, so use a wall. This is the next best thing to a wall. And I'm going to go down with my elbows pointing down. Okay, don't flare your elbows here. Take a big deep breath. So I'm coming right into this nice modified wall or counter or chair push-up. Okay, now let me give you one more modification. If this one's too hard, you simply bend your knees a little. See, so you do the beginning, and you do as many as you can with yourself out straight, and you try to get, I don't know, 5 to 10, okay? And you check in with your shoulders, and you check in with your shoulder girdle, and you check in with your core, and you keep nice and tight. And you keep that elbow down and you push back, okay? And you do just as many as you can to where you're saying to yourself, okay, that's about all I can do unless I change the way my arms are. You do one more, and then you step in and you bend your knees. But before you go back into it, you give yourself a break. See what I did? So I'm in the place that I'm going to start again with my knees bent, and I'm just turning, and I'm doing a form of rotation or transverse moves to recover with, okay? So I'm right here. I'm going to drop my shoulders. I'm going to bring this arm back, and I'm going to turn and look. And then I'm going to bring it back, and then I'm going to come up and turn and take a big breath and come straight. And I might do that a few times, because if you're doing this right and you're putting pressure into your hands, I don't care if it's on the wall, a counter, or a chair, you're going to feel it working, all right? And when you feel it like, oh man, that's a lot of, don't get scared, just make sure you're lined up. So now I'm going to start, and I'm going to go to the second set now, okay? So the second set is going to be modified. So I'm going to put my hands on the wall again, on the chair, or on the counter. I'm going to rotate my elbows so that they're not going to flare, okay? So now my knees are bent. I stepped in just a tiny bit. Now I'm going to come in, and I'm going to push back. Listen, there are so many people that just write off push-ups, because they say, oh, it's too hard. It hurts my this, it hurts my that. I understand. However, you have to be able to handle your own body weight. This is how to modify to get to that strength. I don't care if you can even do one in a set. Do one, then do the modified. I'm in modification mode now for me. This is very doable, okay? My feet are shoulder width. They're on the ground. They're bent kneed. I'm pulling myself all the way in, but I'm keeping my elbows in close, and they're bending back toward me, not flaring. So my shoulder, this is excellent move for my shoulders, okay? And I can do a good full set or two in this modality, okay? Keep your head turning. So I'm just going to turn it. I'm going to go down as deep as I feel I can. Keep my shoulders down. So as you start approaching the wall, you tend to want to come up with your shoulders. Don't do that. Keep your shoulders down. Shoulders down. Big breath in through the nose, out through the nose, in through the nose, out through the nose. Keep your elbows in through the nose, out through the nose, in through the nose, out through the nose. Keep your elbows in. Just three more. Stay with me. Stay with me. Keep your knees soft. Bent. Yes. Keep your butt out. Keep your shoulders down and push away. Whew. You should have loved that. Okay, so I started out with a full body load, and it was a modified push-up, but it was against a wall or a counter. But my body was what? Straight on. See that? Then we did as many as we could. Then I had you modify. Same wall, same counter, same chair, but I bent my knees. I'll have you come out right at the end, Shepherd. Okay? You want to take Ollie? Okay, sorry about that. No. Okay. So here we are, and we're ready to do a heavy load, okay? I'm gonna give your hands a little bit of a break here because I'm gonna open them. Open them, open them, open them, close them back down. Bring them back up. Close them back down. Open, close, open, close. Okay, shake them out because you're using your hands a lot. That's what we have to do. And we want to keep our independence. So hand maintenance, hand grip, learn to take breaks. So I'm going to pick up a light weight, okay? So this is going to be especially for our shoulders and our hand grip. Okay, so I've got 2 jars of applesauce here. This is 3 and this is 3. And actually, I'm going to stand up on this pillow and I'm going to do a semi-squat, okay? So it's going to be a little bit more of a bend. It's not going to be a full squat. And then I'm going to come to full standing, but I'm on my pillow. So this is a very non-compliant surface, meaning it's spongy, okay? So as I'm up here, I'm going to go into that modified squat. So it means my butt's back. I'll turn so you'll see. See, the butt's back. Shoulders are down. I have a light weight. My palms are turned up. So I'm going to act like I'm serving it to somebody or I'm handing it to somebody. See that? So I come up. I drop my shoulders. I press the butt back. Keep my elbow down. And act like I'm handing it to somebody, okay? So this is a real life kind of a move, all right? So again, line yourself up. This is a high, little semi-squat. You're acting like you're squatting onto a stool. And why do I have you do that? Because I am trying to get down into the core, into the gluteals, into the leg muscles. I have you on a pad and you're trying to keep your balance. Pay attention to where you're putting pressure in your feet on the pad. If you're going all the time, when you come into this kind of a semi-squat, see that? When you go into this, okay, many of us push more either on the inside of our feet or we push more on the outside of our feet. So I want you to notice, where are you pushing? As you go down, you should push just a little bit more in the heel. But on the midfoot, wow, you have to just keep your balance. You have to keep balancing out. That's the kids playing down in the holler. Lots of activity here. Take a breath. Here we go. Take a breath. Here we go. Take a breath. Here we go. Okay, now stay in the semi-squat and then go push, pull. It's a push, pull. You should definitely be into your heels right now. Definitely be into your heels. Take a look. Make sure your knees are not going outside or inside. They should be right lined up with your shoulders. And I'm pushing, pulling back, pushing, pulling back, pushing, pulling back, pushing, pulling back, and I'm going to come up. And I'm going to bring these weights right here, okay? This is a light weight. If you have had a shoulder issue, this is exactly what you should be doing. Or if you have some kind of a little tenderness, okay, in anything, any joint. Because see what I'm doing? They're having trouble getting the dogs back. They're in the woods. Okay, here we go. See how I'm stepping off? So when I step off, I have to really pay attention, especially to my tricky side, okay? So this is an easy side. You see how I'm holding these 3-pound weights right here? I'm not doing, a lot of pushing on them. I'm just holding on to them right here. But what you should notice is, what position is your elbows? Okay, that's important. Because if you're doing this, then we got some issues, okay? Bring those elbows down right here. See, this is right here at my ears. See that? My wrist is pretty neutral. I put my heel down first. I am in a really extended spine, neutral extended spine, okay? I want to keep that curve. I don't want to flatten my back out, but I'm in that neutral spine carriage, all right? So as I step down, I bring my heel down first, So this is body weight, and this is lined up. And if it's pushing you, then notice, where is it pushing me? Is it just really kicking through my shoulders? What about, is it kicking in the middle of my back? Is it kicking in the lower back? Pay attention to that. Hang on to it. Don't put them down yet. Don't put them down if you can help it. Take a breath. See how I'm going to go heel first? See, I'm controlling, and I'm bringing that heel down first. And every time I step up on this little pad, you have to regain your balance. That's why it's so good to spend 5 to 10 minutes on this little pad, doing single leg stances, doing semi squats like we're doing right now. Take a breath, and bring it back down, and bring it back down. And if you're saying to yourself, oh my goodness, well, good, that's what we're wanting to do. Shake out your hands, open, close, open, close. So just so you know, we have 5 little kids under 5 and they're down screaming and yelling, and they're trying to find the dogs. Okay, open and close. See, take a break, take a real break. Okay, now widen up, take those hands, open them, put them together like you're grabbing a bat or a golf, okay, a golf club, and swing it with your shoulders down all the way to your knee. Don't go any further than your knee, okay? But now, right now, what's your butt doing? It should be pushing back. Then you come back up, okay? These little nuances that I'm going over with a lot of body weight motion today really matter, okay? It will get you straightened out if you attend to what we're doing here, okay? So I'm going to come back. I'm going to open and close. So I'm giving my hands just a little bit of a break. Now I'm going to come right to here. Then from right here, see, I'm wide. My butt's pushing back. This knee is coming in just a little. It doesn't, this is no problem because that's a normal move. See that? But then I'm going to take my hands and I'm going to reach, okay? Now, I hope you're hearing me, because from this little move right here to this little move right here could get you in a world of trouble if you're not pushing your butt back, your rib cage is up, your shoulders are down, here's your hands, we did this, right? But then I took your hands and I went to here. Okay, many of you, when you did that, you flexed your back, or you were gonna flex your back. That will get you in trouble. Now I'm gonna come back to center. So I'm right here, still taking my little break. Okay, so I'm gonna go this way. So I got my bat, or I got my golf club. I'm gonna come down. See that little tiny bit of a pivot? So this is my knee replace. So this is fine. This doesn't hurt at all. Okay. This is a functional kind of a move when you're turning. You pivot a little bit. See that? See that? Okay, now pay attention. Pay attention because you guys are doing this and you're thinking, oh yeah, I got that. Okay, keep your chin tucked, shoulders down. Now push your butt back right now. Push your butt back because we're gonna go from here to here. See? And if my back isn't in a good neutral lineup with the butt pushing back, you will round your back. You will flex it. And that's what can get you in trouble. So I'm trying to bring some common moves, this kind of a thing. See, I can go from that side to this side. And I do the same thing with my hips. See, push back. My toes are pretty forward, a little bit turned out. It's okay. So you go from here to here. Okay, now get ready. Because now we're going to go from here, right here, to here. And back in. And when you come back in, you push your butt back. Then you come here. Okay? And then you go here to here. And then we go here to here, right? So get on the other side. Okay, you ready? Get ready. Here we go. And then go out like this. But you see, I didn't take my shoulders out past my knee. And some of you did. That's what's going to get you into trouble with your back sometimes. I can't even tell you how many people have told me, I just turned and picked up whatever and tried to lift that whatever, sack of clothes, groceries, whatever. And that's the move that we just did that got them into trouble. Because, not that you couldn't pick it up, but that you didn't think how you were moving and you worked way out like this and you rounded your back and you grabbed that thing and right there you had the trouble, okay? So that's a move that I hope you'll review when you do this tape again at some point. Okay, we did our small weights for a little bit. We did our pad a lot. We've worked our pole. Now we're gonna do some carries. So what do I have here? Number one, I have a recovering shoulder. And when I say recovering shoulder, it is a shoulder that has to get managed, okay? So it's always with me. So yes, can I overdo it? Yes, but I'm not going to. So what is this? Get a bag, get all of the whole thing of your weight configuration. So that would be what? That would be 18 and 18, I think, right? So this is 35 pounds. See that? Oh my goodness. Now you may think, oh, well, I'll just pick up these weights, no problem. Get ready, because I'm gonna have you use our pad again. So I'm gonna bring this weight over to in front of my pad. So in order to get it over there, what somebody might normally do is just reach down here with one hand and put it over there. That would be wrong thinking, okay? I'm gonna straddle it like this. I'm gonna go down and grab it with both hands, pull up, okay, by pushing my butt back. Bring it over here and put it down. So now it's right here in front of my pad. And I think you can see it, okay? I'm pretty sure you can see it back there. Oh, look at, yeah, okay. So here's how you're gonna be working. See, I'm on my pad. If you don't wanna work on your pad, then put the pad aside, that's fine. This is just gonna make it harder. This is a very heavy weight. It could be your weights, your free weights. It could be a heavy loaded grocery bag, whatever you choose. It could be not heavy. The whole act of just getting down folding, grabbing, pulling is enough. So you might want to pick up a lighter weight. That's fine. So I'm going to come right here and put it down. So this is quite a heavy weight. Everything changes when you load, okay? Everything changes. So just know that. I want you to do safety, safety, safety. So see how I'm bending? See that? If it's not possible for you to step wide enough for your comfort on this pad, then don't use the pad, okay? Because you need to be a little bit wider than your shoulders, all right? Then you're gonna push your butt back. But as I come down, this is very important. If you come down to grab this weight, whether it's heavy, light, or medium, and in the bending process, you either do this with your knees or you do this, then you got to change something. You can't do it that way, okay? So I'm saying step wider generally is what we want. So don't use the pad. So I can come down, even though this is quite heavy, and keep my knees lined up, right? Okay, try it a few times and see which width is going to be okay for you. Okie dokie. So as I come down, you don't see me junting my chin up, right? Because I don't want you to do that. And what you don't want to see is these going out or these coming in, okay? If they're doing either, especially if they're coming in, you've got to open wider, okay? See, so I can get down without flexing my back. I can go wide, and it's much easier to do that, and that's what I would rather you choose. I can do this on the pad, but some of you cannot. So push your butt back. In fact, I'll go this way so you can see what I'm doing. See that? Okay. So I'm going to go down. My shoulders are down. And I'm going to grab my kettlebell. Okay. Again, this is a 35-pound kettlebell because it was easier for me to do that than to go running around the house and loading a bag. But if you've got a bag, use it. I'm going to go right here. My shoulders are down. I'm going to step right into the weight, push my butt back, and come right here, okay? And I'm just going to come right to my belly button and then down. See that? Right to my belly button and come down. So if it's very heavy, you do not have to hurt your shoulders to get great benefit, okay? What you do have to do is think about where your pressure is in your feet. Don't flex your back. Keep your shoulders down. Big breath into the nose, out through the nose. In through the nose, exhale through the nose. Keep your shoulders down, shoulders down. Just like that. Just like that. In through the nose, out through the nose. Keep your chin down. In through the nose, out through the nose. Okay, go with me down. Push your butt back. Push your butt back. Push your butt back. Go right down. Keep your knees lying right up. And if you can't do that on the pad, again, step wide. Okay? Step wide anyway. So widen up to step over your pad. I'll do it with you. Okay? The kids got too cold, so they went inside. So we have just the birds now. Okay, so I did some pretty heavy forward and backs. We're not done yet. I'm wide, right? So I'm going to take that little break. How am I going to do that? I'm going to turn and just grab back here. And I'm going to turn and grab. I'm not leaning. Okay, so when you turn, don't lean. Stay right here. Turn. Pivot that foot. Take a big deep breath. Come right here. Drop your shoulders. Turn. Okay? So let me caution you again. Many of you have issues with backs with your spine, with your hips, with your shoulders. I am offering you help, and I'm participating with you in doing what everybody out there tells you to do. I'm doing it with you, okay? So stay with me if you can. But when you go down to pick up a very heavy weight, number one, it needs to be pretty close to you. That's number one, so you're not reaching out. See how I brought my feet up here? Okay? I'm gonna push my butt back, okay? I'm gonna go down, grab my weight, my load. I'm gonna push back through my butt. I'm gonna push back through my heels. Then I'm gonna go right back down and just tap. See how I just tapped the front of that? And I'm pushing through my heels now, really hard through my heels. Keeping my shoulders down. Push really hard through your heels. Tight tummy. Stay down. Keep pushing your butt back. Keep your chin tucked. In through the nose, out through the nose. Push into the heels. In through the nose, out through the nose. Push into the heels. You're not coming up all the way. You're keeping your shoulders down. 3 more, 3 more. 2, 3, and come all the way up. Woo! Okay, put it down. Open. So what did I do? I used a very heavy weight. It could be a loaded kitchen grocery bag. It could be your heaviest configuration, 18 pounds. If you're to that point that you're going to pick up with your hands like this, okay, it could be a kettlebell. And I did upper, see? And then I just now did lower, right? Now I'm going to step out of that, take a big deep breath. I'm going to go to my chair again. So this is my chair today. So you could put it down here on a chair, okay? I'm just going to put my fist there, and I'm going to step back, and I'm going to step up. See that? I'm going to push that knee forward, and I'm going to turn. See that? So I'm doing what's called kind of like a warrior pose, but I'm assisting, and I'm giving my back extensors a break, okay? Then I'm going to come back. See, I'm right here, straight on. My knee is forward. See that? My leg is back here. Good stretch. In through the nose, out through the nose. Switch feet. Switch feet. And I'm going to turn. And I'm going to turn. Okay, I'm going to hang out down here for just a little bit. And then come back. Okay, just hang out here. Then I'm going to step in to my chair, put my hands here, soften my knees, push my hips forward. Okay, don't tighten up your stomach and don't tighten up your butt. Release, push, keep your shoulders down. Take a breath and come back. Big breath, come back. Okay, this is our second set of heavy weighted lifts, okay? Again, this is stuff to help you be more functional and stronger with your joints. So I'm gonna step in. I can either step wider if that works better for you so that you don't do that funny thing with your knees in or out. That's one of the quintessential mistakes that people make when they go down and they lift, okay? So don't make that mistake. Now, I'm gonna be as wide as I can on the little pad, but you don't have to be. You can be on the side, got it? So I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna grab, I'm gonna go as close to my target as possible, okay? So when I go down, I'm in my heels, I'm grabbing, my knees are lined up, see? I'm gonna grab, I'm gonna come right up here. Okay, now my rear end's super tight. Now I'm gonna just pull my elbows back, okay? When you're doing this and you're staying upright, when you're doing this, wow, your trapezius, your lats, your lower back extensor muscles has to keep you upright. It's all working just to do this little tiny move. See? Breath. So if you have your weights at home, you might be like this. So this is very doable with those heavy weights at home. Okay? Drop your shoulders. Drop your shoulders. Exhale when you lift. Exhale. Use your mouth if you need to. Keep working at the nose thing. Ah! The kids are down on a playscape that my son made. It's a really nice playscape. Okay, I'm going to put it down. Ruby, you want to get up there? Ruby's trying to get up. Here we go. There you go. Okay. So I did my upper. I'm going to turn, but you notice I'm not throwing. Anybody that has osteoporosis, you have a spinal stenosis type issue, you have disc issues, you don't do this violent swinging that you see people do all the time, and I see it all the time in the clubs. Anyway, whatever. That's not my responsibility. You're my responsibility. So I'm telling you, do this gently. Get the full benefit of it. Okay? So now I'm going to step in here wide. I'm stepping into the box, so to speak. So I'm lined right up here because I'm as close to my target as I can be. This is very heavy for me. Okay, so it's 35 pounds. I could be doing 50 pounds for a couple. But I got a 35-pound weight here. You have whatever you've loaded, or crank that, the weight, the Pro-Bell, up to a 12, a 15, maybe an 18, okay? So now we're gonna do the lower, all right? Here we go. I'm gonna come down, my heels are being pushed. I'm gonna push, come up, right to there. Then I'm gonna just tap the edge. See, tap, push into the heels. Make sure you're breathing. In through the nose, out through the nose. Push into the heels. Push really into the heels. Keep your shoulders down. Don't come up very far. In fact, I want you to stay down quite a bit. Okay, stay really down there. Pushing into the heels. Big breath. In through the nose, out through the nose. Push into the heels. Yeah, couple more. So when I say a couple, it's anywhere from 2 to 20. Okay, fine, 3 more. Here we go, heels. Keep your shoulders down. Woo! And bring it down. So you come all the way up and you put it down. Yay. All right. Okay. Grab your bar. Okay. Now I'm going to step into my little pad, put 1 foot back. I have my bar here. Or for those of you who need to, you do this kind of a thing. So let me warn you, you're going to be stepping into a non-compliant surface. If you're stepping into a pillow or you're stepping into a pad, this is a 2-inch foam, right? So use this bar to help you, both hands. And you're going to push straight down and you're going to lift the heel lifts. So you're doing, in essence, a single leg semi squat. See this? So I'm going to be going like this. See that? Bend. So it's an up, down. So now we're using our body weight. We're using one leg and we're loading and we're lifting. And for those of you who have hamstring issues, or you know you need to strengthen your hamstring, this will hit it. So be careful. As a matter of fact, you might want to put your hands on the chair. Okay? Maybe I want to put my, instead of just the bar, maybe I want to do this. Put my hands on the chair. But then you come down like this, drop your shoulders, and you press up. And you push that heel up. So put your hands on the chair or the pole or whatever floats your boat, whatever you need, okay? And then you're going to do repeated heel lifts with one leg, but you're pushing hard into the heel of the leg that's on the pillow, okay? So make sure you're even. You're pressing into both hands with both shoulders down. Keep your chin tucked. Big breath. Push into the heel. You should be feeling this deep into your gluteal. Just two more. Just two more. One more. And come down. Now, this leg, this hip, if you did that right, should be pretty tight. Step off. Turn the toe out. Oh my goodness. Immediate release. It's like magic. Take a big breath. Shh, you guys. Shh, I see you down there. Shh. They're trying to sneak up on me. Okay, ready? Step up with the other leg. You got your chair in front of you or your wall. Or maybe you have your pole. Maybe you're good enough to do it with nothing. You get to choose. Okay, I'm trying to get really deep into the gluteal hamstrings. So I'm going to use my hands here on a chair, on a counter, on a whatever. I put one leg back. Okay, so one leg is back. I'm pressing here. I'm going to push into my heel and lift my heel. Then I come down and I come up and I lift my heel and I come down. Breath, up, and down, down. So push into the heel, lift the heel, come down and come down. Push into the chair with your both hands. Push into the heel, come down, lift with the heel, lift, breath. Stay with me. Here we go. Breath. Stay into the heel. Push. Okay, 3 more. Here we go. One more. Okay, so that was in essence what a single leg assisted squat looks like. And it's really beneficial for your deep gluteal muscles and your hamstring. And when you steady yourself like that, then turn that toe out. Take a big deep breath. Okay, see how I just turned that out? No problem. Okay, I'm gonna do a little walk. Then a walk. See that? Walk. Step, turn. I'm gonna open wide. I'm gonna bring it right in here and really pull my shoulders down Soften my knees. Pull my chin tucked. Bring it open. Listen, there's a whole lot of stuff that's not in your control. All this, you know, I like a little kid chattering. Some people it bothers. But what you can do is you can control whether or not you're going to stand up straight or not. You can choose that. All right. So I wanted to go over some things that are going to make that easier to do, and at least you know how to do it. Like put yourself up against a wall and line yourself up, then walk away, and that's how you're supposed to be standing most of the day. So let me take the recording off. Good job, everybody.